So Anthony Joshua has responded to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury apparently calling him out after their fight last weekend. He says here, what took this fool so long? And he's referring to Wilder there when he says fool. Like we ain't been interested. Anyway, well done, Fury. They wanted to get you because they assumed you was finished. I'll give you a fair one when you're ready. Either one of you. Now, I actually agree with the part where he says they wanted to get you because they assumed you were finished. I agree with that. I think that that is the reason why Deontay Wilder took the Tyson Fury fight. And Tyson Fury himself has said it, that he's taking it because he thinks I'm vulnerable right now. So Fury believes that, AJ believes that, and I personally believe it too. Be that as it may, will Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury take on AJ anytime soon? I've spoken about this in a separate video, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they will. I think that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, following their compelling and dramatic fight last weekend, they are now going to build upon the success of that fight, the interest that that fight generated. They're going to try and build upon that and raise their market value to the point where when they eventually step to the table for a unification with Anthony Joshua, they can step to the table as equals, or at least near equals. Joshua's still got more belts. He still earns a lot more money than both of them at this point. But they can certainly tip the balance to the point where it's a lot more even than it is right now financially. Because at this point, Deontay Wilder at least feels like he is being taken advantage of, or he believes that Team Joshua are trying to take advantage of him financially. He believes he's worth more than what they've offered him, which up until this point, in my opinion, he's not. But after the Fury fight, his market value was going to rise, and therefore, in order for a Wilder-Joshua fight to happen, Team Joshua have to offer Wilder more money. Of course they do. Now they're waiting for the pay-per-view figures to come in. And you know what Hearn had said before the fight, that if it does 1 million buys, it's 50-50 right now. Well, we'll see what it does in terms of pay-per-view buys. They announce these things. They tend to publicly in America. But even before the pay-per-view buys have come in, clearly Deontay Wilder has picked up more followers after this Fury fight because of the publicity that this fight has generated, because of the fact that it turned out to be a dramatic fight. It wasn't a snooze fest. Yeah, I'm not saying it was the Thriller in Manila or anything, but it was an interesting fight all the way through, and it had dramatic moments. So the fight has done a hell of a lot in terms of boosting the heavyweight division, because for the past couple of years, the heavyweight division really has just revolved around Anthony Joshua. Wilder was there, but he wasn't really fighting anybody. And Tyson Fury was on a hiatus. He was out the ring. So for the past few years, it's just been, the heavyweight division has just been Joshua, basically. It's been revolving around him. But after this Fury-Wilder fight, there's a new kid on the block now, or two new kids on the block, in terms of being, I don't want to say household names, but being major names in the world of sports. This is something that, you know, it's not just boxing, it's transcendent of boxing. Joshua was the only one who had transcended boxing prior to now. But after last Saturday's fight, perhaps Wilder and certainly Fury in the UK are now transcending the boxing audience through to the mainstream audience. So intuitively, my suspicion is that Wilder and Fury are going to fight each other again. They might not fight each other again next, but I think they're going to fight each other again before either one of them fights Anthony Joshua. And that is frustrating as a boxing fan, because I want to see an undisputed unification fight ASAP. Whether it's Wilder, whether it's Fury. I mean, well, right now it's Wilder because he has the WBC. So I want to see the unification ASAP. And as I mentioned in a separate video, most of you guys who hate Joshua, like the pro Wilder guys and the pro Fury guys, you think that Wilder would destroy Joshua anyway. Right? So if you hate Joshua and you think Wilder would destroy Joshua, why would you have a problem with Deontay Wilder fighting Anthony Joshua next? Why would you have an issue with it? Because if it's such a straightforward situation as you seem to suggest, that Wilder's just going to go in there and knock Joshua out, then that makes the rematch with Fury even better, doesn't it? Because then it would be for all the marbles. It would be for all of Fury's old belts, all right, as well as the WBC, and it would make the fight much bigger because Wilder, if he was to knock Joshua out, would be on a whole new level in terms of his market value, in terms of his fame, and in terms of his credibility. He'd be on a whole new level. So that would just make it better for Tyson Fury to fight Wilder under those circumstances. So really, the pro Fury guys and the pro Wilder guys, if they're thinking logically, which a lot of them won't be, but if they're thinking logically, they shouldn't have any issue with Wilder fighting Joshua next, particularly if they can put some kind of deal in place where he agrees to fight Tyson Fury straight afterwards, or where the winner of Joshua Wilder agrees to fight Tyson Fury straight afterwards. Perhaps one of the sanctioning bodies like the WBC could make Fury the mandatory challenger for the WBC belt. That would actually be a good move. Yeah? Say the WBC make Tyson Fury WBC manager. And I know that's going to upset Dylan White and Ortiz and a lot of other people that Fury has jumped the queue like that. And maybe it's wrong. Okay? But if your goal is to have an undisputed heavyweight champion as soon as possible, then you might even consider a scenario like that where Fury is made WBC mandatory. Maybe Fury could fight Dylan White for the mandatory position for the WBC. Or maybe Fury could fight, Dominic Breazeale, because Dominic Breazeale is currently the WBC mandatory. So maybe you could get Fury versus Breazeale, and the winner of that would be guaranteed a shot at the winner of Joshua Wilder. So, I don't know, there's different situations that you could theorize about, speculate on. But as I say, my wish all along is to see an undisputed heavyweight title fight. That's always been my wish. Whatever happens after that is whatever happens. But I just want to see an undisputed fight. And I'm going to do a separate video about where Anthony Joshua goes from here, because he does now have genuine competition in terms of the attention of the fans. Because prior to last Saturday, in fact, prior to this fight being made between Wilder and Fury, as I say, all of the attention, 99% of the attention from fans was on Anthony Joshua when it came to the heavyweight division. There was very little attention on Wilder, and there was very little attention on Fury because he was out of the ring for 2.5 years and what have you. But now he's got competition. Now Wilder has got attention on him. Now Fury's got a lot of attention on him. Where's Joshua going to go? Where does that leave him? I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. But for this video, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. There are obviously people in the comments saying, oh, there's no way that Joshua's going to fight Wilder or Fury. There's this narrative that people push. Well, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think Anthony Joshua would fight either of them in April. And it's a fact that he would fight Deontay Wilder in April because there's an offer for Deontay Wilder to fight him in April, which Deontay Wilder could have accepted, but he turned down. So he could have signed to fight Joshua in April. But Wilder chose to go a different route and fight Fury. And as far as I'm aware, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll correct this in a future video, but as far as I'm aware, Deontay Wilder, in terms of his purse for the Fury fight, it was less than he's being offered for the Anthony Joshua fight. Than he was offered, yeah. Eddie Hearn's latest offer to Deontay Wilder was more than Wilder made against Tyson Fury, as far as I'm aware. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, and if I am wrong, I'll revise it in a future video. So, I don't see any reason why Joshua, I don't think Joshua is in the slightest against fighting Deontay Wilder. I'm sure he would fight him in April at Wembley 100% if Wilder wants to go. And the same with Tyson Fury. I'm sure Joshua would fight him. I think his preference is Wilder, yes, because Wilder's got the WBC belt. So he wants to consolidate the belts. He wants to be undisputed if he can be. That's his priority. That's why he's pushing for Wilder first. But if it was Tyson Fury with a WBC belt, I'm sure he'd be going for that too. This whole idea that Joshua's this coward and he's afraid to fight anybody, it's silly. Have you followed his career through the amateurs, through the pros? Look at who he was fighting in his first 20 fights and compare that to who Wilder was fighting. Compare that to who Fury was fighting. Neither of them had as tougher fights in their first 20 fights as Anthony Joshua did. So all this idea that he's some coward and he's scared, it's all BS. Now, when people talk about Eddie Hearn protecting Joshua or steering Joshua away from certain fights, there might be more validity to that in some circumstances. But generally speaking, when you look at, again, the way Anthony Joshua's career has been handled, Eddie Hearn has taken massive risks with Anthony Joshua. Massive risks. Deontay Wilder was handled a lot more carefully in his career than Anthony Joshua was. I don't need to go over that again. Just have a look at Deontay Wilder's, never mind his first 20 fights, have a look at his first 30 fights, his first 35 fights, and compare them to Anthony Joshua's. Deontay Wilder was protected and protected for years and handled very carefully by his team. But yet, Joshua, the one who has taken far more risks in his first 20 than Wilder or Fury did, somehow he's the one that we're supposed to believe is cowardly and runs from real fights. It don't make any sense. I'm just speaking about the facts here, people. I'm not even talking about conjecture. I'm talking about facts. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a frustrating wait for boxing fans. And what is conjecture is me saying that I don't think Wilder or Fury is, neither one of them are seriously interested in taking on Anthony Joshua anytime soon. I think they will fight each other. And again, I don't think Wilder or Fury are scared of Anthony Joshua. Again, Wilder, I don't know where his head is at after the Fury fight. It might have knocked his confidence a little bit. I'm not sure. But I don't think Wilder or Fury are scared of being in the ring with Joshua. But they both know that it's a dangerous fight. Particularly Tyson Fury, because he could have gone that route. He could have gone the Eddie Hearn route and taken on Joshua. He didn't take Joshua on, in my opinion, because he felt like Wilder was the easier option. Against Joshua, he would have got more money. It would have been in the UK. But he chose to go a route away from home for less money. Right? The only way you can try and rationalize what he did is by saying that, well, he must have thought Wilder was an easier guy to beat. So I know Tyson Fury says this, that, and the other, but that's my reading of the situation. Even his dad wanted him to go the Eddie Hearn route and fight Joshua rather than Wilder, but Tyson did his own thing. So I think Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder both know how dangerous Anthony Joshua actually is. They both know. They're not scared to be in the ring with him. No, I don't believe that at all. But they know how dangerous he is. And for a fight that dangerous, they want to get paid very, very well. And together, Fury and Wilder can build themselves up in terms of their market value. And either one of them could then go to Anthony Joshua and get a much better deal, let's say a year from now, than they'd be able to get now. So I get it from a business perspective, but as a fan, it's going to be a frustrating wait. And in the meantime, will Anthony Joshua even keep hold of those belts? I'll talk about that in a separate video. But for now, let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.